So you want to get better at making stuff more deader, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm BouseFeenux, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at 3 Warframes I feel excel at killing stuff. Now, don't get me wrong here, these aren't the only good DPS frames in the game. They're just the 3 that I find myself playing a lot when I want to kill stuff and I want to kill it efficiently. That being said, let's jump in. Okay, so if you've watched my channel for any length of time at all, you knew this one was coming. Mesa takes our first spot on the list because she's amazing and I pretty much just wanted to get her out of the way. But since her release, Mesa has been buffed, and nerfed again, and through it all, she's remained an extremely solid DPS frame for both solo and group play. Now, her number 4 ability is, of course, her main source of damage as a Warframe, allowing you to mow down rooms full of enemies rapidly, but where she really shines are her support abilities. Mesa's number 3 ability, Shatter Shield, keeps her shielded from projectile damage, and when used in conjunction with her number 2 ability, Shooting Gallery, she also jams all enemy weapons and stuns melee units in a radius around her. As an added bonus, if you're playing in a group, the Shooting Gallery effect will jump between party members as well, which gives Mesa a little bit of added utility. With this sort of loadout, there aren't many situations I haven't been successful in. You'll have to keep an eye on your ability timers and your energy bar, but if you've got that down, you'll have a massively effective damage-dealing Warframe in your arsenal. Next up on the list, let's take a look at everyone's favorite Warframe right now, Nidus, the Infested Frame. Now, from what I've seen in my playtime with Nidus, it seems like he's got it all. He's fantastic at crowd control, he's self-sufficient in that he can both heal himself and regain energy, and he even has a built-in revive if you get caught with your pants down. The only downside to Nidus is that you don't start the mission as a terrifying juggernaut of destruction. You've got to actually build Nidus up to that point using his amazingly synergistic abilities. Synergistic here means that all of his skills work together well to build on one another. It's one of the reasons I really like this frame. Nidus doesn't have any unusable abilities. For example, your number 1, which is called Virulence, is going to be your primary source of damage for the most part. The number 2 ability, Larva, groups enemies together so you can spam your number 1 and build Nidus's stacks. When you build stacks, you deal more damage, and you're able to use Nidus's other 2 abilities. The first of those is his number 3 ability, which links Nidus to either a friend or a foe. When linked to a friend, both of you do increased damage, and when linked to a foe, that enemy will take the damage inflicted on Nidus. As an added bonus, casting your number 1 while linked will allow a trail of Virulence to come from the linked target as well as Nidus. His last ability, Ravenous, costs 3 mutation stacks and summons a patch of infested growth that heals Nidus and his allies. It also spawns infested maggots that seek out and damage enemies. When enemies are killed by these maggots, you'll gain additional mutation stacks. Now, this may sound like a lot, but really here's what I do that seems to work well. I'll start the mission by grouping up as many enemies as possible using Larva. I'll stomp them repeatedly to gain stacks, link to enemies if you're taking extra damage, and then spawn Ravenous to cause some extra chaos and get your health back up. Now, of course it won't always be that easy and every situation isn't the same, but this is just a general starter guide. Follow these steps and you'll have a solid killing machine in your defense, survival, excavation, or really any mission that lasts for a good while with large enemy density. And last on this list, but certainly not least, is everyone's favorite screamer, Valkyr, or in this video, Valkyr Prime specifically. I've been playing her a ton since the Prime version was released, and although the Prime version isn't really any better damage-wise than the regular version, it's gotten me to revisit this amazing frame. If you're a big fan of melee like myself, you'll absolutely love Valkyr. She's got a couple of great builds out there you can try, and she elevates the vast majority of melee weapons to kick-ass status. Typically, I'll play her with an Eternal War build, which allows me to use whatever melee weapon I've brought along to great effect. If I get into trouble and my health starts to dip, I'll jump into Hysteria and get it back up, or I just bring along Life Strike on my weapon. Either way, when I need to get into a survival for long periods of time, Valkyr is one of the first frames on my go-to list. And there you have it, guys. 3 DPS frames that excel at converting living enemies into dead enemies. Like I said before, there are of course other great frames out there that deal damage, but right now, I find myself using these 3 a lot. Leave your favorites in the comments below, and if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon next to it so you never miss a video. Until next time though, I'm BouseFeenux, I'll see you at the next video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.